Alright, for homework help tonight, I'm going to do letter G from your worksheet. And that was 3y squared plus 14y is equal to 5. And they tell us to just solve this equation. So now remember today when we talked about solving by factoring, we wanted to set our equation equal to 0 to start. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract this 5 right off the bat, and I'd have 3y squared plus 14y minus 5 is equal to 0. And now we're just going to solve this by factoring like we did last unit. So the first thing that we look is, do I have a GCF? Well, no, I don't. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use our box method here in order to factor. So my squared term goes in my first box, constant in my last, and then I'm going to multiply along my diagonal to fill out my diamond. So I would have negative 15y squared and then 14y on the bottom. And so what I'm looking for are two numbers that would multiply to negative 15y squared but add to 14y, and that would be 15y and negative 1y. So if I fill in my boxes here, and then I'm going to start taking out my GCF. So if I look at a GCF of my first column, I would have y. GCF of my second column would be 5, positive 5. GCF of my first row is 3y, and GCF of my second row would just be negative 1. So my factors here will be y plus 5 and 3y minus 1. And remember, this is all still equal to 0. Alright? Now the special thing that we learned today was that thing called the zero product property that says if I have two things, two numbers multiplied together that equals 0, then at least one of them has to be 0, if not both. So what I can do is I can take each of these factors and set it equal to 0 and then solve each of these equations to get an answer for y. So on this first one over here, I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides and I'll get y is equal to negative 5. Alright, and then on my second one, I'm going to add 1, get 3y equals 1, divide by 3, and y is equal to a third. So your solution set for this equation will be negative 5 and 1/3. And if you go to your worksheet and search through all those pairs, you would find that the match for this one is was. Good luck with the rest of your assignment.